with all the talk of fan creations over the past few weeks, Jeff, again, you've been away, but you were here when we were talking about, were you here when we talked about Star Trek? No, he wasn't.
No.
Stage 9, you know, the virtual reality Enterprise D?
Yeah, you guys
they
were
got
going
a
to
cease
tour
and
it.
desist.
What?
They got a cease and desist from CBS.
No.
That's my reaction, too. That's the whole world's reaction right now. So
why?
Exactly, right?
Why?
I know. So look at the episode 575 if you want to know my thoughts on the whole situation. That's a community project, a fan project that was created and then shut down.
Is that not the second one that's been given a cease and desist? I feel like
there
a couple.
have been there have been some fan-made films and things like that.
Well, the guy who played Tuvok, didn't he go to start one a couple of years ago?
Yeah. Star Trek Renegades.
Yes, that looks so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, and that got shut down too. So those are fan productions that got shut down. So, and there are many that keep getting shut down, and it's sad. Mm-hmm. So there's kind of this accidental theme of fan-created content. And Solbu actually reached out to us to remind us about one that came out 15 years ago.
Really?
And is still in existence.
What?
And it's exciting because they've actually broken some records, and they're, in fact, the longest-running torrent file in the entire world.
No.
Do you guys remember this? It's called what was it? The something matrix. FANIMATRIX? FANIMATRIX.
I've not heard of this.
It's based in the Matrix universe, but you can search for it. It's on Vimeo as well. But the BitTorrent file is still available. You can download this. It's a short fan-made film, but I haven't seen it yet, but I'm eager to see it, and I've heard it's really, really good.
So cool.
But the BitTorrent file for it is the oldest BitTorrent in the world. And it happened because you think about 2003, okay? So this is 2 years before YouTube was even conceived.
Right.
Okay? So if I wanted to bring out a fan film in 2003, pardon me.
Wasn't Napster still around then?
Probably. Probably, yeah. Google's it.
2003.
So you think about that, that's really, really tough for a film content creator to distribute their material. Imagine if, like, we came along just before YouTube hit it big, and then we migrated from our own platform over to, and we were using all kinds of services at the time because it was such a young media, right? But we're only 12 years old coming up on. When they brought it out in 2003, they couldn't put it on a website or they couldn't stream the video because the sheer cost of that back then would have been astronomical.
Oh, for sure.
And there was no YouTube, there was no Vimeo, there was no Blip TV, there was nothing to put your video on and distribute it. So they got in touch with some folks and said, okay, how can we do this? And the IT folks got together and said, we can use this technology called BitTorrent. And they said, what? What's that? And so they packaged it up and they put it into a torrent file, and people started downloading it. And then they became seeds, and then more people downloaded it. Here we are 15 years later. People are still seeding it. People are still torrenting it. And it's free, and you can download it, and it's legit. It's not an illegal torrent. And it's still there 15 years later.
But they're not producing episodes still.
No, it's one mini movie. I think it's like 19 minutes long or something like that. But really well done. Really well done.
That's cool.
So I had to make mention of that. 15 years of the FANIMATRIX. Or, for our UK friends, is it the FANIMATRIX?
FANIMATRIX.
Wow.
Could be. I don't know how they pronounce it.
Don't Google that.
No. FANI.
Matrix.
Matrix. All one word. No NNYs in there.